Manchester United 2, Liverpool 4. That was the worst defensive performance I have seen this season. Look here. There were many poor individual performances, and I will get into it. I will get into those players. However, the manager needs to look at himself. I would like our manager to be like Thomas Tuchel, honest like Thomas Tuchel, and that's one of the things I love about Thomas Tuchel. Apart from him being a world-class manager and a world-class coach, he is honest. He lost to Arsenal the other day, and he came out and said, I am to blame for this loss. I put the wrong team out. I selected the wrong lineup. I put the wrong players out there. I am to blame. He blamed himself. And I would like our manager to come in front of the cameras and say that, because the game plan was totally off.
If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel right now so you can see more content of this quality.
The game plan was totally off, and it was a wrong game plan. I'm not a fan of counter-attacking football. In fact, I hate counter-attacking football. But this was the perfect opportunity and game to play counter-attacking football. Instead, the manager's game plan was to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with Liverpool. Why set up like that when you know Liverpool thrive in spaces? And if the manager had watched Liverpool this season, he would note that Liverpool are struggling to break down opposition. They're struggling to break down opposition that are defending with a low block. In the Champions League, they got knocked out of the Champions League. They struggled. They struggled against Real Madrid. They could not break down Real Madrid. They struggled because Real Madrid were compact. And they defended with a low block, and they could not break down Real Madrid. So if the manager done his due diligence, he would have seen this season Liverpool cannot break down low blocks. They are struggling against low blocks. This was the perfect game to set up on the counter-attack, to defend with a low block as we always play against big teams. Why did he change the game plan? Changing the game plan in a game where the onus is not on us. It's another aspect if the onus is on us to win the game. We need to win the game. Then yes, you can't play in the counter-attack. Then you need to go forward. But the onus is not on us to win the game. Liverpool needed to win this game. The onus is on them. So if Liverpool need to win the game, in order to win the game, you need to score goals. And in order to score goals, sometimes you need to throw men forward. And if you're throwing men forward, you leave spaces behind. It's the perfect scenario for us to play on the counter-attack. Liverpool had to come out and come for this victory. We should have played on the counter-attack, and it was the exact opposite. We went toe-to-toe with Liverpool as a result of that, leaving spaces in behind for them to exploit, and they done that. They done it perfectly. Our fullbacks were attacking high up the field, knowing full well, we as fans know full well that Liverpool don't attack through the middle. Liverpool attack through their wings. With their wingers, with their wide forwards, and with their fullbacks. That's how Liverpool attack, and we played into their hands. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, so high up the field. And Trent Alexander-Arnold was having a field day on that right wing. On Liverpool's right wing, a field day. Trent was the best player on that pitch. I know people got goals. I know Bobby Firmino scored 2, but Trent was by far for me the best player. I mean, outstanding performance. And I don't understand how England fans don't want Trent Alexander-Arnold to start for England. Look here, this is 2021, guys. This is not the early 2000s and 2005. This is 2021, where your fullback needs to be outstanding going forward. And I guarantee you, if you put before Pep Guardiola, Wan-Bissaka and Trent Alexander-Arnold, I guarantee you he's choosing Trent Alexander-Arnold. You look at Cancelo. Cancelo plays right back and left back for Manchester City. That boy is not very good defensively. Not very good defensively. That's why Pep Guardiola took him off in the semi-final against PSG. PSG were turning that boy around, spinning him, because he's not very good defensively. But going forward is outstanding. 2021, it's about your fullback going forward and attacking. And that's why I don't understand how England fans don't rate Trent Alexander-Arnold. He pulled off a masterclass today. A masterclass. But we gave him that opportunity because we were attacking with our fullbacks. Why? Why did we want to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool? When this was the perfect game to play on the counter, because the onus is not on us. The onus is on them. Sit back, sit tight and tell them you'll break us down. And when they fail and they give us the ball, let us go and attack them, counter-attack them. And we could have beat them, but we played directly into their hands. Even if you look at the game, there was no midfield in the game. Absolutely no midfield. The midfield was getting bypassed. It was ping-pong football. And that's exactly how Liverpool want to play. Liverpool do not play with the midfield. That's why Thiago Alcantara is struggling at Liverpool. Because he's a player that wants to get on the ball, dictate the tempo of the game, dictate the rhythm of the game. And Liverpool don't do that in their midfield. Liverpool don't play through their midfield. The ball goes from defense to attack and to their fullbacks. That's how they play, and we played exactly into their hands. Where we had no midfield today. Nothing at all. Why? We've got Bruno Fernandes that is a number 10. He needs to take control of that ball. He's the number 10. He needs to be the best on the ball as a number 10. You need to take control of the ball in the midfield. Surely the manager should have saw that, you know what, this game is bypassing the midfield, and that's exactly how Liverpool wants to play. So we need to get control in the midfield. We've got Paul Pogba, one of the best midfielders in the world. Let's pull him into the midfield and maybe make a 3-man midfield. Instead of only Scott McTominay and Fred, let's bring Paul Pogba, 3-man midfield, put Bruno just above them, and let's play with almost 4 in the midfield. That way we've got more control over the ball. We had no control over the ball. From minute 1 to minute 90, we were never in control. Yes, there were periods, 1 or 2 periods in the game where we were attacking them, and they were they were holding on. But even in those moments, it wasn't controlling football. It was ping-pong football. That the minute we lost the ball, Liverpool had a good opportunity to counter-attack us because we were throwing men forward. So the manager has to look at himself, because the game plan was totally off. Totally off. And he has to look at himself. He set the team out wrong with the wrong game plan. And the minute I saw Mason Greenwood play against Leicester, I knew Cavani is going to play against Liverpool. And I sort of also thought to myself, you know what, maybe we're not going to play counter-attacking football, because you can't play counter-attacking football with Cavani. You can to an extent, but Greenwood is more effective playing that football. He's faster than Cavani, and he's a better finisher than Cavani. And in counter-attacking football, there's only that chance you're going to get. And you're not going to get another chance for a couple more minutes. So you need to be effective and clinical in counter-attacking football. Like you saw Mohamed Salah when he scored Liverpool's 4th goal. Clinical. Counter-attacking football, clinical. That's what you do in counter-attacking football. So I don't understand. Even if you go on to my other videos, guys, I think about 3 videos before, when I done a match preview of the Liverpool game that was supposed to happen last week. And in the preview, I said, this is the perfect game to play on the counter. It's the perfect game to play on the counter. Liverpool need to win this game. They're going to throw men forward. We need to exploit that space. Instead, we took the game to them. We went toe-to-toe with Liverpool when we did not need to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool. We are a much more physical and much more faster team than Liverpool. We needed to play on our strengths. We play counter-attacking football against most of the big teams that we verse. Why change now when the onus is not even on us? So the manager has to look at himself. The manager has to look at himself, and he got his game plan wrong. Totally wrong. Defensively, we were shambolic. Shambolic. We playing with 2 holding midfielders. Shambolic, both of them. Defensively, we were shambolic. As I said in the intro, this was the worst defensive performance I have seen. I know we lost to Tottenham, but we were a man down and the morale was down. The morale was low because we went a man down, we were giving away penalties and so forth. But this game, we had 11 men on the pitch, and it was shambolic defending. Shambolic defensive organization. Wrong. And I think this game highlighted how poor we are on the ball. How bad we are on the ball, because majority of the teams that we've played this season, even in Europa, these are smaller teams, these are lesser teams. They don't have the quality of us that we have. So they sit back with a low block and they give us all the ball. And so if you're sitting back with a low block, they don't press you. So you've got the time to make your passes and to see your passes and so forth. But this game, because Liverpool are pressing us so much, You saw how bad we are on the ball. How many times did we give the ball away when Liverpool pressed us? And they were pressing a high press because they knew United want to play out from the back and they don't have the quality to play out from the back. We don't have the quality. Look at Wan-Bissaka. So bad on the ball. So bad on the ball. Fred and McTominay. Hopeless on the ball. I think I've never seen worse midfielders on the ball than Fred and McTominay. I haven't. So bad on the ball. So they high pressed us, and you saw how bad we are on the ball. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Individual performances, we can run from the goals. The first goal, there was absolutely, there was a lot going on in the box for Trotz's goal, the first goal that he scored. I know we scored before them. Bruno Fernandes got that goal. Some people say it was our own goal. For me, it was going in. Bruno Fernandes got that goal. After that goal, Bruno is invisible in the game. As Bruno performs, we know Bruno's performances. Bruno's a clutch player. Bruno plays on the edge of games. You won't see him and then you'll see him when he scores or you'll see him when he assists. That's Bruno's performance. That's why I tell you guys, you cannot compare Bruno Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne. It is wrong. Kevin De Bruyne runs games for City. Bruno doesn't run games for us. Bruno will win us a game, because he's a better goal scorer than Kevin De Bruyne. But he's not a better footballer than Kevin De Bruyne. That's what you need to understand. So Bruno got his goal. And then Trotz's goal, there was a lot going on in the box. Cheap goal. We gave that goal away. Majority of the goals, all of the goals, we gave them away. Wan-Bissaka lost his man. That's why Wan-Bissaka, outstanding one-on-one defender, the best one-on-one defender in the world. But his defensive organization and his defensive positioning is poor. Lost his man in the box. Good skill from Trotter. And that's what Trotter also gives you. He's a goal scorer. Good skill from Trotter. Then their second goal. Paul Pogba at fault. Paul Pogba gives away the free kick first. And then his defending was so bad. I mean, there's no way Bobby Firmino should be winning a header against Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba goes to sleep for a couple milliseconds and cannot recover after that. Bobby Firmino heads the ball. Goal to Liverpool. Then they go on to score their third goal. Shambolic from Fred. Gave the ball away. A cheap giveaway for their third goal. Cheap giveaway. And then Luke Shaw had the opportunity to clear the lines. He decided to run into the midfield. How do you run? It was such a dangerous position that he ran into. They nicked the ball away from Luke Shaw. They took their shot. Trent Alexander-Arnold took the shot. The keeper made a mess. Made a mess of that. He's supposed to parry that out away from the danger area. He parried it out to a Liverpool player. Bobby Firmino put it in. 3-1. Then we score our second goal. 3-2. Brilliant goal from Marcus Rashford. But apart from that goal, Marcus Rashford is invisible. Another thing about Marcus Rashford, guys, Paul Pogba, I want Paul Pogba to play in an attacking role. I love it when he plays in an attacking role. I do not ever want to see him play as a CDM. However, there's no sustainability and longevity in Paul Pogba playing on the left wing, because you're sacrificing Marcus Rashford to play on the right wing, and this guy is poor on the right wing. So bad on the right wing. He came onto the left wing and he done some things. And that's where he started his run from that left channel, and then he started to run into the midfield, but it started on the left channel for Marcus Rashford. So Paul Pogba cannot continue. There's no longevity and sustainability in Paul Pogba playing on the left wing. Don't get me wrong, he's better than Rashford on the left wing, but he can't play there, because then you're moving Rashford out of position, and then all of a sudden Greenwood can't get a game. So it's a domino effect. What needs to happen, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to change his formation. He needs to be bold enough and play with one holding midfielder. He needs to go 4-3-3. One holding midfielder, Bruno Fernandes as a right attacking midfielder, Paul Pogba as a left attacking midfielder, Marcus Rashford on the left wing, Mason Greenwood on the right wing. That's what our manager needs to do. But he won't do that because he's a pragmatic manager. He will never do that. But that's what he needs to do. Play your best players in their best position. Paul Pogba's best position is on the left of a midfield 3 as a number 8. That's what he said. That's what we saw when Ole first came and Paul Pogba played his best football and got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the job. He got him the job by playing on the left of a midfield 3. Ole needs to change his formation. So Rashford got his goal, brilliant goal, but apart from that, Rashford is invisible in the game. Same like Bruno, but I think even Bruno you saw a little bit more. Rashford you never see at all in the game apart from his goal. But he's playing out of position, so I won't be too harsh on Rashford. He's playing on the right wing. He's not supposed to play on the right wing. That's down to the manager. That's down to the manager by putting players where they're not supposed to be playing. Then Liverpool get their fourth goal, and they kill the game. They utterly kill the game with that fourth goal, runaway goal, counter-attacking goal. Mohamed Salah runs from his own half, just before his own half, and you have to also look at the keeper. As I said, there were many poor individual performances, and I'm going to start with them now. The keeper. Horrible, poor performance from the keeper. He made so many errors, even for Mohamed Salah's goal. One-on-one. You can see Salah's one-on-one from the halfway line, Salah's one-on-one. Why didn't he come out of his small box? Stay in the big box, but come out of your small box. So you narrow down the angle for Mohamed Salah. Instead, he stayed in his small box and made a decision up for Mohamed Salah so easy that Salah had a whole net to aim at, and he just slotted it in and passed it in. Because the goalkeeper did not read the situation properly and did not make the right decision. Come out of your small box. Make it smaller for Mohamed Salah. Make it harder for Mohamed Salah. All of a sudden, he needs to think about chipping the ball, and he can't see the left side and the right side of the net, so he needs to think about chipping the ball. Do these things. He's decided to stay behind in his small box, and his angle was totally wrong because Mohamed Salah just needed to open his body and slip it in. The keeper had a horrible performance. And this is what we criticized De Gea for. When the keeper let the Bobby Firmino score, what was it, their second goal? No, their third goal, sorry. When he parried it into Bobby Firmino's legs. Those are the things that we blame David De Gea for. That's why David De Gea is on the bench, and that's why the whole media base was saying, no, David De Gea needs to get sold. Because David De Gea makes those mistakes. But Henderson is making the same mistakes. So why are we benching David De Gea? This goalkeeper, guys, let me tell you, this goalkeeper, he has the potential to be a very good goalkeeper, but he will never reach world-class status. Never, ever. He doesn't have it in him to be a world-class goalkeeper. And if you can't be a world-class goalkeeper, then you can't be one of the best goalkeepers. David De Gea in his prime was the best goalkeeper. He was not one of the best. He was the best goalkeeper. Henderson has no chance of making it there because he doesn't have the talent to make it there. He has the talent to be a very good, solid goalkeeper, but not world-class. So we have to understand that. But I'm just asking you guys, we benching David De Gea because of the mistakes he makes. Dean Henderson is making the very same mistakes. Poor performance from Dean Henderson. Wan-Bissaka, bad on the ball. So bad on the ball. I know he had the assist. I think, yes, the assist for Bruno's goal. But apart from that, Wan-Bissaka was poor on the ball. Yes, defensively, you know what you're going to get one-on-one defending with him, but poor going forward. The centre-back partnership, they did not organize the defense. No organization of the defense. We missed Harry Maguire. I think you can clearly see we missed Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw, solid, okay, good performance from Luke Shaw. But yes, he made his mistake for the goal and so forth. But okay, good performance, average performance from Luke Shaw. Our midfielders, they are so bad. Fred and Scott McTominay. Fred was the worst player on the pitch. I've never seen a more shambolic performance from a midfielder than what Fred put out. The boy could not pass the ball. Scott McTominay should not even be at Manchester United. He should have never graduated from the academy. Never. Or if he graduated, he should have got loaned out and sold. They are not good enough. Both of them are not good enough. Paul Pogba, average performance from Paul Pogba, responsible for the goal that Bobby Firmino scored. Tried and get on the ball, and you did see more of Paul Pogba than you saw of Bruno, than you saw of Rashford, and that you saw of Cavani. And that's one thing that I will always credit Paul Pogba for, is that he never hides in a game. And he always shows himself to receive the ball and to get on the ball. Average performance from Paul Pogba. Bruno Fernandes, average performance. Scored his goal, after that went missing. The whole game. Average performance. Average performance from Marcus Rashford. Before his goal, he was missing. Scored the goal, after the goal, missing. Edison Cavani, missing. But you can't really blame Cavani, there was no service. No service. Rashford wasn't giving him service. Bruno as the 10. Bruno is the main player that needs to be giving Cavani service. He's the playmaker. He's the playmaker. He's playing closest to Cavani. He needs to be the main player servicing Edinson Cavani. He did not do that. So I can't really blame Cavani. Strikers depend on service. Strikers need service. If they don't get service, there's nothing they can do. There's not much they can do, sorry. So I can't really blame Cavani, but you did not see Cavani in this game because there was no service. He was starving. Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Rashford, they could not find him. They just couldn't find him because we had no composure on the ball. As I'm saying, this was a game of basketball. This was a game of ping pong where Liverpool had the ball, Man United had the ball. Liverpool had the ball, Man United had the ball. There was no control in this game, and that's exactly how Liverpool want to play. Liverpool don't like to play that controlling football that Manchester City play where they hold the ball and they keep the ball. No, Liverpool want to play defense to attack in a minute. In a second, they want to do that. Those quick transitions. They are the best club in those quick transitions. And we play directly into their hands. And that's why I'm saying the manager needs to hold his hand up. The one thing I did like about the manager is that he took Fred off. That I did like about the manager. But he did not change the shape. He should have changed the shape. As I'm saying, he should have gone to a flat 3-man midfield. And put Bruno at the tip to make it a 4-man midfield. That way we would have had more control over the ball. But he did not do that. Played directly into Liverpool's hands. As a result of this now, in 2 days, in the space of 3 days, we suffered 2 losses. Now, we will still finish, we got top 4 guaranteed. And I'm still confident that we will finish in 2nd place. However, we need to build momentum. We need to build momentum going into the Europa League final. And right now, as we are, there's no momentum. We are on a losing streak. Bad performance, total bad performance. And Liverpool deserved to win this game. They were the better team. They were more hungry. They were at the second balls more than us. And they had a game plan and it worked out. Guys, that's my match review. If you're watching this channel, you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all for our next Premier League game. Even though it's something like a dead rubber game, because I feel that we will still finish in top 2nd place. Be it as it may, smash the like. I'll see you all.